What's up, YouTube? I finally got a shipment in from NGC for the US coins that I had sent in, which include the Morgans and the 1909 SVDB penny. So let's take a look at how we did. Unfortunately, it's not as good as I would have hoped, but that's what happens when you take some risks. All these coins were part of an estate sale, so I didn't expect too much. I think I mentioned it in my other video. However, I thought the grades would be one higher with an average of 63, but it ends up being an average of 62, with my lowest being 61. But starting off, the 1909 S VDB 1 cent. This is the key date to the series, which came back very fine 20 brown, which is a decent grade. Its book value is enough to cover almost what I paid for the entire collection. So overall, it's not too bad. Next up is the 1944 S 50-cent Walker. Now this one came back AU 58. I totally thought it was going to be a little bit higher, but it wasn't. This was definitely a loss on the grading fee. So as you can see, now that I look at it, it doesn't have the cartwheel of an MS. So next up is the 1916D, which was an utter failure. It was not verified as genuine. It had an illegible mint mark and subsequently was not encapsulated. This is probably the worst outcome for this particular coin. But you win some, you lose some, and in this case I lost. You gamble, and sometimes you pay the price. So not everything works out, and remember that. Next up is the 1888, which came back MS62. Now a lot of people thought this one would have been an AU coin, but surprisingly it came back MS62. And this one was from the folks, so this one is in the permastack. Next up is the 1898, which came back MS61. And looking at it, I can kind of tell a little bit more. This one was almost the lowest grade, but not quite. I really am going to take a closer look at these coins afterwards, if not sell them, because they are a little low. This 1881O AU 58 has great details. It's just one of those things where the luster wasn't there. And specifically on the obverse. The reverse was good. It's the obverse that kind of took it away. And I'll take it as a lesson learned. But keep in mind, I didn't expect too much from these coins. I just needed to understand a little bit more what the grading company looks for, just so that I can understand what to buy, what is a better coin, and what to look for. Because it's hard to distinguish as a beginner what is AU versus what is mint state, because they're really darn close. Like if you look at these two AU 58s have great detail, and AU 58 is just missing that one thing to switch it over to a mint state, and it could easily have gone to a 64. But it's just missing that one thing that makes it almost uncirculated rather than mint state. Whereas this mint state, you know, some AU 58s look better than MS62s or MS61s, etc. This submission was really an exercise to understand a little bit more about how to tell, because I think if you watch some of my older videos on Morgans, I've always had a problem with them, and I do want to take my ability to identify coins to the next level, and you can't really do that without seeing different examples. But now that I know where these coins stand, it helps quite a bit. And also getting that no slab definitely taught me something. This 1884 came back MS62, and you can see that it has nice and bright luster. But for some reason, it's 62 and not a 63. I totally would have thought this one would have passed for 63. Actually, I thought all the 62s were 63s. But that's just the way the cookie crumbles. This is an 1884 O, which also came back MS62. A decent grade overall. Book value is about $60. All said and done, total book value for this entire submission would have paid for what I paid for the entire estate, which is well worth it. So those are the ways you can find deals and kind of figure out and learn. It takes a while. Ultimately I spent the money, and I'm probably going to take a little bit of a break from grading and slabbing just because it does get expensive. If you like, please comment, like, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.